Welcome to Mary's Creative Decor. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This is the project for today. We'll be working on this old jewelry box. Now it's in pretty good condition. It has a few scuffs, but it works. The inside is cool. It has a nice place for rings and the glass. The drawers are clean, so I won't be doing anything to that. Now on the inside, the glass, I'm not sure about this emblem here, so I think I'm going to take that off. And also the felt on the inside is bubbling, so I will have to take that off. So the first thing I want to do is get started by cleaning this piece. I already have a cloth that I have dish soap on it, and I'm just going to scrub the piece down. Now my rag have Palmolive dish soap on it, and you guys have seen me do this 100 times, so we're gonna just speed right through this part of the video. Now here inside, here's a closer look at what I was talking about. See how the felt is bubbling? So what I'm gonna do is just take some water, wet this down really good and try to soak it off. Now I have a clean cloth and I'm just wiping it down. Now this floral inlay here that goes with this drawer, I'm just going to wipe it with a damp cloth to get any dust and debris off, because I'm not sure exactly what I want to do with it. Because the back of this piece is wood, I think I'm going to paint it as well. I'm going to finish rinsing off the soap and we'll be back for the next step. Now it's time to start disassembling the piece. I have a small screwdriver here and I want to take the door off. I want to take the hinges off, and also I want to take off all the little pieces that's holding the glass in place. Make sure you put the hinges and the little screws in a safe place. They are very, very tiny. Now that the door is off, I've taken my moist rag. I have dampened the inside of the felt and got it as moist as possible. Now I'm just ready to pull up this liner. As you can see, most of the liner is coming out, but it's still leaving some of that cardboard or paper behind. I'll just continue to dampen that with my moisture or my wet towel and scrape it out. So again, I just moisten the paper residue that's left behind, and while that is soaking, I want to prepare my piece for paint. I'm taking a 220 grit sandpaper and I just want to scuff sand my piece. Because this is a small piece, you want to make sure that you get all the intricate details when sanding. This will allow your paint to go on evenly and smoothly. Of course, I'm going to take my damp cloth. I'm going to wipe away the dust from sanding. I'm going to check and see if I can find out what's going on with this piece here in the middle, and take away what's left of the cardboard on the inside of the piece, and we'll be right back. I'm back, but I had a boo-boo. I knocked it over and I cracked the front side. So since I did that, I filled my syringe with wood glue, and I am just putting that wood glue in the crack. I'll wipe it down, clamp it, let it dry. Once you have it clamped, there will be glue that oozes out. You want to make sure you wipe that away as well. I'm back. The wood glue has dried and I also sanded it a bit, and now I'm ready to paint. I pulled out my black diamond hard acrylic paint and I want to paint the piece. I'm also not going to paint the inside of it black. I want to do something a little different, so I'm taking care and not to get the black paint on the inside of the jewelry box. I also decided to paint the back of my jewelry box to make it a little more cohesive. I didn't paint the drawers, the fronts, and the sides. I also painted the door, being careful not to get paint on the felt on the inside of the drawers. Now I'm ready to take this design off my glass. I have some 91% alcohol. I want to pour it over the glass, rub the alcohol in, and then take my single edge razor blade and scrape off the design. For my second coat of paint on my jewelry box, I'm going to use Modern Masters black pearl paint in a satin finish. I also have a makeup brush, and I want to use the makeup brush to paint the small sections on my jewelry box. I chose to use the makeup brush because it has soft bristles, and this will allow me to make clean strokes and not leave any brush marks. Now it's time to work on the inside of my jewelry box. I have sanded it out, and now I want to make sure that I brush all of the debris out, and I want to take my metallic seashell paint and paint the inside. But before I start, I want to water my paint down. I'm going to take a small amount of my paint, and I'm going to do half paint and half water to water it down. I want to do like a wash on the inside. I did 2 coats of the wash, and in the second coat I added a bit of Mod Podge. The Mod Podge will seal my paint and give it a glossy texture. I'm gonna let it dry and we'll be back for the next step. I'm back, and I thought my camera was on, but it wasn't. When I went over it at the second time while my paint was wet, I decided to add some glitter in the snowflake glitter on the inside and let it dry, and this was to make it look more like fabric, and so that's what I did. I'm going to add another layer of the Mod Podge on the inside to keep the glitter from falling out, and I will be adding it off camera, and I'll be doing a Mod Podge and water mixture. The next thing I want to do is I bought this decoupage paper, and it's really pretty and romantic. And this is what I want to do to the sides and the top of the box. Now I'm going to take my Mod Podge in the matte finish, and I am going to brush it on the surface that I want to apply my decoupage to. Now that I have a generous amount of Mod Podge on the side of the piece, I'm going to take my decoupage paper, line up my straight edges, cut it down to size, leaving extra, smooth it out, and I'll also use my painter's tool once I cut it down to size to make sure that there's no bubbles. I'm going to use that to make sure everything is smooth. I continue by finding the pieces that I want to use, layering my Mod Podge, and laying the paper down. Because this paper is quite heavy, it's more like a fabric, I'm able to raise it and add more Mod Podge. Once I have all the pieces in place, I'll then take my Mod Podge and add a coat of it over the top. I'm going to add Mod Podge to all my sides, and I'm going to do the same thing for the drawers. I'm going to let it dry, and we'll come back for the next step. It's been a few hours and my Mod Podge is dry. Now I want to take my straight edge razor and trim off any excess of the decoupage paper. Heading toward the finish line, I want to take my gilding wax in gold, and I just want to brighten up the hardware on my jewelry box. For informational purposes, I'll leave a list of everything that I used to create this jewelry box in the description box below. Now I just want to place my glass back in place and put the hardware back to hold it in place. Now it's time to add the hinges back on the door, and then I'll put the door back on the jewelry box, and we'll come back and see what it looks like. I'll see you in a bit. My box is complete. It is absolutely beautiful. Actually, it turned out prettier than I anticipated. Off camera, I took that gold gilding wax and I added it around the top part of my box. I also added it here on the drawers where I had it out and along the bottom. I then took it and added it in and around the edges of the glass. And I know you see a lot of stuff going on. Off camera, when I washed this, there was a hole that came in the satin fabric, and I'll bring the camera a little bit closer so you can see it. So what I did was I got this, or I had this adhesive pearl wrap that I got from Dollar Tree. So I took this pearl wrap, and I'm gonna bring the camera a little bit closer, and I just put it on top of the fabric. Again, I had some fabric spray, and I sprayed that Gorilla fabric spray, cut the piece out and put it here, and took the gold gilding wax and went around the sides. Okay, over here, off camera, this is how the inside of it came out. Absolutely beautiful. It's smooth to the touch, and of course, glitter is not falling off. Once I close my cabinet, now here's something else I did. On the door, now before it had that red inlay, and I'll pop a picture up so you can see what it looked like. But here, I decided, again, I had this in my stash. This is some rub-on transfers that came from the Dollar Tree. Here you can see where I cut them out, and all I did was attach them to the glass. It was easy, and this is what the transfer looks like. It comes off the paper, and you just glue it to where you want it. Rub it on. I used a paint stick, and all I did was just rub the paint stick over it, make sure it's stuck, and then peel back, and the transfer stayed. And I just wanted to show you that because I did it off camera. But I cut out the design. Now I did do this for a young lady who happens to be very special to me, and these are her initials, DBW. I think this turned out absolutely beautiful. Also, in here, here's the inside, the mirror where you put your rings. I didn't paint the inside. I didn't do any damage. And also to the drawers. You can see in the drawers, I didn't let any paint get inside the drawers. So let me know what you think. Do you like it? I absolutely love it. So here is one last look at the jewelry box complete. You can see all of the details and the embellishments. And if you guys are enjoying this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Help my channel to grow. And don't forget the notification bell so you will be aware of all of my upcoming videos. I did add a coat of the Mod Podge to the top of the transfer paper, which made it really looks nice. Again, the transfer looks heavy and it's more like fabric, so it turned out really pretty on this piece. I want to say thank you all for watching, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. God bless, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.